Hi everyone, once again Dr. Robotics from MCIS, and here is my brilliant student Celia Calhoun. Today she will present on this topic, the past, present and future of Python, and this study she did when she took my CS 230 Fundamentals of Computing class last year. So now let's hear from Celia.
Thank you. I'm going to be discussing the past, present, and future of Python, an ever-expanding language.
A little bit louder so we can hear you.
I'm sorry?
A little bit louder. You can speak a little bit louder.
Yeah, that's fine.
Software is continuously integrating into all parts of our lives. Programming languages are the backbone of software. Python is one of the most popular programming languages in the world. Today I will discuss the beginnings of the language, its current applications, and its future potential. Python was created by Guido van Rossum, a software developer from the Netherlands. He began working on it in the 1980s, and the first version debuted on February 20th, 1991. Although the image of the logo depicts an image of two snakes, it's actually named after Monty Python's Flying Circus, the comedy skit from the 70s. The language was modeled after ABC, which is a different programming language, but ABC never got quite as popular as Python because it only focused on minimizing user difficulty and therefore neglected user efficiency. But Rossum made sure to focus on both of those, and that's exactly what he did. There's no definite answer for which programming language is the most efficient. It just depends on preferences and needs, but Python is highly regarded in the world of programming. It's very simple. Users can be beginners or professionals. It's very easy to read. I have an example of a simple code of printing "Welcome to my program." It's very simple. It's efficient. Users can complete tasks in minimal lines of code. It's free to use even commercially. And it's high level, meaning it's closer to the English language than it is to computer language. Now, how is Python used today? It's used everywhere. It's used in data analysis and visualization. It's a very popular tool for data science. Any way that data can be presented, Python can present it through its libraries and packages. Programming is very important for web development. Programming instigates the way the server interacts with the user. It's used by companies such as Google, Amazon, Facebook, and Spotify. An area of technology that is rapidly evolving is machine learning and artificial intelligence. Systems are now able to take in data and learn from given inputs, and they can make decisions without specific code telling them exactly what to do. How is Python being used today with machine learning? There's many examples. There's virtual personal assistants such as Alexa, Google Assistant, and Siri. Those are very common in households today. Online customer support allows customers to enter a question into a chat box, and if it's simple to a certain extent, a bot will be able to respond to that question, and which means you can get help 24/7 and not have to wait for business hours. Product recommendations are used by sites such as Amazon and Netflix, and they're based on what has been previously purchased or streamed by the individual. The system can detect purchases made outside of the typical location and or price range of the individual and detect and notify the user for confirmation. Languages can be translated in seconds, either vocally or by typing by hand. And facial recognition adds another level of security to devices. Certain doorbells are able to detect and notify inhabitants of possible intruders in their homes or outside their homes. Social media creates an algorithm based on the individual, their history, and it gives suggestions such as people you may know on Facebook. medical sciences, artificial intelligence can contribute to the creation of new drugs and early disease diagnosis. Now, what is in the forecast for the future of applications that Python may contribute? All of the current applications I just discussed will be improved. They're all a work in progress. They're improving day by day. Self-driving cars do exist, but they're not yet commonplace, but we seem to be getting closer. Newer common models of vehicles can detect and alert drivers when you're approaching road markings or another vehicle. Technology can also assist agriculture by identifying nutrient deficiencies in soil and where weeds are growing to determine where the best area to grow crops is. And of course, robotics. The possibilities of robotics are seemingly endless. Computer systems can complete many tasks more efficiently and precisely than humans, and we've seen that. As the world becomes increasingly dependent on technology, programming is the foundation of the advancements taking place. Python is sure to be able to keep up with the rapidly evolving computer systems we've seen since the creation of the language. It's been incredibly competent, and it is projected to be of the same nature in the future. I would like to thank Dr. Ghosh and the Department of Mathematical Computing and Information Sciences and the College of Science and Mathematics, and thank you all for listening today.
Questions for our speaker?
So is the ease of use with Python not an issue with if someone can get into, say, social media's, base code? Is the, fact that they can go in and alter it so easily, would that be an issue? Or is that more on the cybersecurity side of things? That's not something they need to deal with because they have such protections?
Yes, I think it's more on the cybersecurity side, and also the social media is not purely Python. It's a combination of different languages, but Python is definitely a part of those web applications.
This is a total blue sky question, but what do you think languages are going to look like in 20 years?
Years. I don't know. They may evolve to be more like computer languages. I'm not sure, but that could be a possibility, definitely.
Maybe one more question if anybody's got one.
So Python is actually having some important features, including being functional and also object-oriented. So what do you think? It was more drawn, ideas that were implemented in Python were more drawn from the imperative side or from functional side? Speaking about syntax.
I think it was mostly geared to be functional, since it can be used, we've seen for such a broad spectrum of operations. It seems like Rosa made the language to be super broad and be versatile and functional.
All right, let's thank our speaker.